Ever wondered what truly separates a secure organization from one constantly battling breaches? It's not just about the latest tech. It's about something far more fundamental. Imagine a world where your company's most valuable digital assets are consistently protected, where compliance is given, and where every security decision aligns perfectly with business goals. Sounds like a dream? It's not. It's the power of information security governance. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this isn't just a buzzword, but the bedrock of digital trust and resilience. Let's dive in. Welcome back. Let me walk you through what we'll be covering today in our discussion on information security governance. We'll start by building a foundation with an understanding of organizational governance, what it means, why it matters, and how it shapes everything else we'll discuss. Next, we'll focus specifically on information security governance, providing a clear definition and explaining how it differs from general governance concepts. Third, we'll explore organizational structure and roles, because effective governance requires clearly defined responsibilities and reporting relationships. Fourth, we'll examine the core principles of corporate governance that guide decision-making and accountability in successful organizations. Fifth, we'll highlight the tangible benefits of effective governance, because understanding the why is just as important as the how. Sixth, we'll discuss strategic vision and management, how governance provides direction and oversight for your security initiatives. Finally, we'll conclude with practical next steps you can take to enhance governance in your own organization. This comprehensive approach will give you both the theoretical understanding and practical knowledge needed to implement effective information security governance. Our journey into information security begins right here, with information security governance. And it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? This is truly the starting point, the foundation upon which all effective security strategies are built. So, what exactly is governance? Let's break it down. When we talk about organizational governance, it's essentially the mechanism that ensures all stakeholder needs, conditions, and available options are thoroughly evaluated. The goal? To establish balanced, agreed-upon enterprise objectives that are not only achievable, but also serve the best interests of everyone involved. Now, I rarely read directly from slides, but when a reputable source like ISACA provides a concise definition, it's worth absorbing every word. The core idea here is a balanced approach, verified and validated, to meet our objectives and ensure our goals are satisfactory. Next, governance is all about setting direction through prioritization and decision-making. Think about it. Who has the clearest bird's-eye view of the entire organization? Senior leadership. They are uniquely positioned to prioritize the organization's needs and determine which stakeholder requirements demand the highest attention. They're not just making decisions, they're shaping the future. Finally, governance involves monitoring performance and compliance against those agreed-upon directions and objectives. This doesn't mean senior leaders are running the day-to-day security tests themselves. Instead, they're evaluating the broader results of the organization's performance and technological effectiveness. This high-level oversight gives them the ultimate understanding of whether we're truly meeting those critical stakeholder objectives. Now, let's bring this concept down a level to information security governance. This specifically means we proactively manage the entire life cycle of data within an organization, its evaluation, creation, storage, use, archival, and ultimately, its deletion. We'll explore the data security lifecycle in more detail later, but it's fascinating how closely it aligns with these governance principles. Beyond data, information security governance also ensures the organization proactively stays in compliance with all relevant laws, regulations, best practices, and industry standards. It also plays a crucial role in empowering and facilitating the technology team to implement necessary changes, all aimed at achieving the goals and objectives set by senior leadership. So, this is about direction, oversight, and ultimate accountability. Think of your board of directors, your senior managers, your C-suite executives. These are the individuals who hold the ultimate responsibility for the organization's security posture. I have a sample organizational chart here. The key takeaway is not the specific boxes and lines, but the principle behind it. A defined organizational structure is paramount. Roles and responsibilities must be crystal clear. Individuals must understand their place, and crucially, there must be a separation of duties. This prevents any single person or role from accumulating too much power or control, mitigating potential conflicts of interest. While this isn't ISACA's definitive word on structure, it serves as an excellent example of how these elements can be clearly defined. Let's touch upon some of the fundamental principles of corporate governance. First, governance must always be approached with an ethical mindset and a strong commitment to best practices. Second, fairness is non-negotiable. Governing entities must act without partiality or prejudice. Third, accountability is key. Individuals must be held responsible for their actions, with actions tracked and linked back to specific people. This applies equally to governing entities themselves. Corporate accountability is always present. Fourth, transparency in governance is vital. While it doesn't mean every detail is public, the general function of the organization should be transparent. We should not hide information or maintain separate books for auditors. Such hidden elements often lead to ethical issues, suspicion, and fear among stakeholders. Openness and honesty build trust, and finally, responsibility. Our primary job is to serve our stakeholders. This means identifying who they are, prioritizing their needs, agreeing on clear goals and objectives, and then steering the organization in that direction. As governing entities, we must always act with fairness, accountability, transparency, and responsibility. If we implement information security governance correctly, the benefits are substantial. Firstly, it ensures compliance and protection from litigation or penalties. Depending on the industry, organizations face numerous regulations regarding PII, personally identifiable information, PHI, personal healthcare information, and private financial data. Failing to store this data according to laws and regulations can lead to significant liability. Effective security governance ensures that we operate within legal and regulatory frameworks and adhere to established standards. Secondly, and perhaps most appealing to many, is cost savings. Efficient use of resources is a direct outcome. Instead of scattering our efforts and resources in a million different directions, governance provides focus. We perform tasks with risk management firmly in mind, applying the right amount of security proportional to the risk. We'll delve deeper into risk management in Domain 2. Beyond these, governance leads to better oversight, enabling the organization to effectively adopt new technologies and strategically move towards future innovations that can elevate the business. And here's a crucial point, especially for those studying for the CISM exam: value, value, and value. This word should be ingrained in your mind. Information security is not security for security's sake. It must deliver measurable value to the organization as a whole. To summarize, what does governance do for us? It provides a big picture, strategic vision, and direction. It answers, where are we headed? How can we support the organization in meeting its goals? It mandates that we manage risk and use our resources effectively and responsibly. These are the core responsibilities of senior leadership and the board of directors. Now, how do these directives get accomplished? That's where management comes in. The specific details and methodologies are primarily driven by our security program. Remember, the security program exists to execute the strategy that governance defines. So, ultimately, with appropriate security governance, we should always be doing the right things, the right way, doing them well, and consistently achieving benefits. This brings us to a critical insight: the absolute necessity of senior management support. This is a recurring theme in cybersecurity. Without their buy-in, funding, resources, and guidance, very few policies, programs, or projects within an organization can truly succeed. Governance is our starting point, and the directives, funding, support, and oversight from senior leadership are critical to the success of everything else we undertake. Next up, we'll examine how governance influences the frameworks we select to implement within an organization. Stay tuned for that.